The big story clearly continues to be Twitter, the hack that we've seen on all kind of verified accounts, whether it's Elon Musk, Michael Bloomberg, the Kardashians, the list carries on because now it turns out 130 Twitter accounts were actually compromised. There's a money trail as well, $130,000 used for this hack to take money out. How did it work? What's going on? What's Twitter's game plan? Here's a special report by my colleague Virat Sharma.
In his first interview after Twitter suffered coordinated social engineering attack, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey pledges transparency. "We're going to be really transparent and own anything that we made mistakes around and what we find," said Dorsey. Twitter has now shared some specific updates from their investigation. Twitter says that 130 accounts were targeted by hackers. For a small subset of these accounts, hackers were able to gain control of the accounts and send tweets. Twitter is also investigating if non-public data was accessed by the hackers. Twitter has disabled the option for users to download their Twitter data for now and is working to secure systems. The FBI has now stepped in and is looking into the attack. Twitter is now mulling a subscription-based model, which could mean less reliance on ad revenue. The accounts of Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, with combined net worth of $366 billion were used to post messages about Bitcoin scam. Reports suggest that the hackers swindled about $125,000. Several Twitterati's wanted to know why US President Donald Trump's account wasn't hacked. Remember, this is the election year and Trump's opponent Joe Biden's account was hacked. In the past few months, Twitter had flagged Trump's tweets for breaking their policies. A report suggests that Trump's Twitter account had extra protections, which is why it wasn't hacked.
Right, and I'm going to be discussing this now with a cybersecurity expert, Bharat. He's joining us from FIS, is a chief risk officer over there. Thanks a lot for talking to us here on Startup Central. Why don't you explain to our viewers what exactly happened? You know, you're actually hearing about how there are global interviews, by the motherboard, etc., who are claiming that they've spoken with a hacker, they've spoken with the multiple hackers, and that there's a money trail, how they managed to take out $120,000. Is this an inside job? What do you make of all of this?
So it may be too early for me to comment whether it was inside act or somebody has hacked the system outside. But one thing is for sure that this particular incident has proven that no one is safe in this cyber world. Be it the Elon Musk or whoever the bigs of all this industry. So as far as I am aware about this whole incident, it is likely to be an insider act, because to have access to this much of very precise specific big name hack is not something, can be an incident which has happened incidentally from outside. So therefore it is too early, but this has proven that the system is not that secure as what we expect. And in this cyber world, everybody is exposed to this kind of risk, and we will have to be overcautious on daily basis as and when we do anything on the cyberspace.
Okay, let me put it to you now in a different way. This is what, it's too early. The FBI is now being involved. I want to ask you for, at a time when most of us are working from home. We're working with laptops maybe provided by our offices, phones which we're doubling up for personal use as well as professional use, using clouds. At a time like this, for startups, for founders, what is your advice for making sure they can stay as secure as possible? I think the Twitter hack has taught us and reminded us we're all vulnerable every minute of the day.
I think in today's time, where work from home was never expected for such a mass, because if, as a professional, if I have to say that whenever we design a security system for our network, where people used to come and work in office or the data center, so we expect that hardly 2 to 3% people will work from home in case of an emergency or in case of some instant advice is needed to secure our system. Now the trend has changed, and out of 100% population, 96-97% people are working from, and only 2 to 3% people are working at the offices. Now in this revised scenario, the kind of security what we used to ensure in our controlled environment, the same control is rather impossible to extend as it is in seamless manner at working environment what you have set up at home. So my advice that whenever this kind of work is carried out from home, first and foremost we need to make sure that proper cyber hygiene are acted upon. We as a security professional, we advise to all our employees that they should not click to unwanted the unknown link which has come called as a phishing attack, where you just happen to click on that link and some malware is downloaded on your machine and it can take away entire detail on your machine. So apart from that, always we recommend that whenever you enter into a kind of sensitive site like banking site or your on site, use VPN. So VPN is kind of a secure protocol through which you can have only limited traffic and with very legitimate traffic can connect to the system. The third one is about don't install everything and anything available at the free, because nothing is lunch is, there's no free lunch, right? So if someone is offering a free advice or free bonus point of something which is on the name of greed, just don't jump and click or respond to those kind of phishing email which can land you into big trouble. And you know what, today so far the target was always the financial gain for any hacker. And as what we have seen in bitcoins, that around 11 million dollar has been taken for doubling the bitcoin. But something similar is happening worldwide, where people want free money or just for the gain. So in the want of that, you just happen to give everything to them, which is your username, your password, your OTP, your card number, and all this. This is not at all required to be given to anybody, because no system in the world, especially from the banking system, no system is required to have your
Bharat,
password
I
to
take your point. I think it's kind of Bharat. Bharat, I take that. Bharat, I take that point, and I think the viewers of ET now are maybe mature enough to understand they should never, ever, ever share their passwords. Up to them if they want to share that with their spouses. I'm not going to get into any of that. That's very easy type stuff. So my last question to you before we wrap up this conversation very, very quickly is, what about phishing? That's a great way to get into a system, to get into your, take out information, install malwares, copy or create a clone of your laptop, your phone, and all of that. One or two great tips you have to make sure that you don't open such phishing accounts.
Okay, so the first and foremost tip is that don't try to Google the bank name or any site which you want to visit. Because let's say, for example, if I Google a bank site where I want to do transaction, it may so happen that instead of there's a L, and I happen to fall into the wrong site, which looks to be completely legitimate. If you see on address of that particular website, I'm just for namesake, I'm taking example of ICICI Bank. So when you see the type, when you type the address on yourself, you always type ICICI. But when you search that fictitious or phishing site on Google, it starts with L. So it looks like everything same. The logo is same, the color, branding, everything is same. But in the address, instead of I, it is L. But when you enter your username and password, it is going to a malicious site where hackers are sitting behind the site. They are taking your username and password, and once that is accumulated with them, they can simply go and encash whatever data they have collected and transfer fund from your account. The second tip is that today there's a trend that we get a lot of forward on WhatsApp and all, so where people just start click on those links which are given as a phishing link, and they really don't know something is downloaded as their mobile. And you know what, in mobile there are a lot many applications which are silently taking your data and passing to the the fraudster or hackers. So as and when there is something which is forwarded by some trusted or untrusted source, just don't click that link which is coming on WhatsApp, because everything is not coming with very good intention. Largely this kind of links are having malafide intention as well.
Okay, thanks a lot for all of those tips. Thanks, Bharat, for coming on the show. Valuable do's and don'ts and useful hacks for all of you so you don't get hacked. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short commercial break. But stay tuned. On the other side, a conversation you do not want to miss. Are you running out of cash? Are you struggling to survive? Well, Thai Delhi and IndieFee may just have the antidote for you. Is it something you should even consider? Debt capital. That conversation coming up after this break.